last new releases for the week of November is going to be a much smaller list. There are a ton of special editions coming out or books getting their paperback releases in lots of the holiday romances, but we won't really talk about most of those. So the list that I'm bringing you is actually quite small for this week, maybe just like 1 to 2 of each of the genres that I'm talking about. I'm sorry, that sounds sad and pessimistic. I'm Morgan. These are the new releases for the week of November 25th. And as always, if there are any that you do want to bring up to people, please feel free to leave them in the comments down below. First up that we'll be talking about this week, though, is our Romantasy release. This is The Tale of the Heart Queen by Nisha J. Tooley. This is the final installment in the Artifacts of Oranos, maybe I said that right, series. From the first book, though, 10 women, a deadly contest, only one can win the Sun King's heart. Laura has endured 12 long years of torment under the Aurora King's rule. Her only desire is to escape and pay him back for every moment of misery she endured. When a surprise release finds her in the hands of the rival Sun King, Laura is thrust into the spotlight as she competes against 9 other tributes for the role of queen. If she wins his heart, she'll earn her freedom and finally get her revenge. It's got the competition aspect, which I find that I do love. From there, we move into fantasy, and this one is actually kind of an anthology. That's going to be feuds by various authors and edited by Mercedes Lackey, because it is the 18th anthology of short stories set in the Valdemar high fantasy universe, featuring tales by debut and established authors on this brand new novella from Mercedes Lackey herself, and of varying scope and size within this anthology. So if you are a fan of the Valdemar universe, you would probably quite enjoy that one. Then into our YA, we have Darkly by Marisha Pesce. Arcadia Dia Gannon has been obsessed with Louisiana Verda, the game designer whose obsessive creations and company, Darkly, have gained a cult-like following. Dia is shocked when she's chosen for a highly coveted internship along with 6 other teenagers from around the world. Why her? Dia has never won anything in her life. Darkly, once a game-making empire renowned for its ingenious and utterly terrifying toys and games, now lies dormant after Veda's mysterious death. The remaining games are priced like rare works of art, with some fetching millions of dollars at auction. It appears to be it's a thriller. I should have mentioned that. It's a YA thriller, and layers and scopes, and I'm pretty sure they're all going to be in like this fight to the death. Well, not fight to the death, but like having to escape. If I remember the rest of this description, but I didn't want to give too much away, and even though I'm saying it, I'm not. Okay, so we're going to stop babbling then. Next is Not for the Faint of Heart by Lex Croucher. This is the same author, I believe, who wrote Gwen and Art Are Not in Love, or Art and Gwen Are Not in Love. And this one has a somewhat similar premise romantically behind it. Meryl, Meryl, a newly blooded and perpetually grumpy captain of the Merrymen, is desperate to live up to the legacy of her grandfather, the legendary Robin Hood. Clem, a too-perky backwoods healer known for her newfangled cures, just wants to help people. When Meryl's ramshackle band of bandits kidnap Clem as retribution for her guardian helping the Sheriff of Nottingham, all seems to be going sort of to plan. Until Jack Hartley, Meryl's father and commander of the Merry Men, is captured in a deadly ambush. Determined to prove herself, Meryl sets out to get him back, with her annoyingly cheerful kidnappee in tow. We're going to try this again, because I know how to say the name now, and it was so obvious and easy. Stupid brain. Moving into our fiction, we're starting with Christmas in Bethel by Richard Paul Evans. Beth Stilton has never liked the holidays. After growing up with an unstable home, escaping an abusive marriage, and witnessing daily tragedies as an EMT, Leah just can't bring herself to care about Christmas cheer. In fact, she's so convinced that she's not worth loving that one winter's eve she decides she can't go on until she comes across a book called Bethel and starts to read. She's unfamiliar with the author J.D. Harper, but his words speak directly to her. She's never felt so seen and understood, and this connection gives her the strength to carry on. She avidly reads every novel Harper has written, and when he comes to town for a book signing, she jumps at the opportunity to meet the writer who means so much to her. Then we have City of Nightbirds by Jui Kim. On a white night in 2019, prima ballerina Natalia Lenova returns to St. Petersburg 2 years after a devastating accident that stalled her career. Once the most celebrated dancer of her generation, she now turns to pills and alcohol to numb the pain of her past. Painting a vivid portrait of the Russian ballet world where cutthroat ambition, ever-shifting politics, and sublime artistry collide, City of Nightbirds unveils the making of a dancer with both profound intimacy and breathtaking scope. One that's kind of a bit mystery and fantastical tinged. A Trinket for the Taking by Victoria Laurie. Dovey Van Dalen has a gorgeous day planned for her 200th birthday, driving her new Porsche, admiring the cherry blossoms abloom in her adopted city of Washington, D.C., and a little pampering. But her boss has other ideas. A powerful artifact has been stolen, and he fears it's causing chaos in the unmagical world. The rich and connected Aridi family has suffered a string of suspicious deaths, with no sign of foul play, yet each member has died in the way they feared most. As the enchanting agent most skilled at blending in with mere mortals, Dovey must find the answers and retrieve the dangerous trinket. And the cover has a hedgehog, which is adorable. We have reached the end of this week's very short list. I'm sorry that it is so short, that most of this week was special editions, sequels to the umpteenth degree of their series, or holiday romances. Not the point. I hope, though, that you enjoyed this and maybe one of them sounded amusing, like you might want to try, and you'll just come back for next week's and future lists that we can bring more of the different genres to light, hopefully. Thank you all so much for being here. I hope you're running something awesome to read today, and I'll see you in the next one.